right? You guys just kind of look the same. Like it's like, oh, did something just happen? Everybody should feel like you just totally collapsed down. Right? The sound should collapse down. Everything should feel like it collapsed down. It's so dramatic. Go from the top of that bar. So, just the loud bar. What is that? 88.
Kate, stand up. Stand up.
Are you gonna make her stand up?
Yeah.
And then when you do then I want you to sit down. Yeah. You're gonna sit down in the chair.
I hope you have good quads.
I think she is.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. Do I need my glasses or not? Let me see. It's dark in here, you guys. Or is it just my eyes? Where are you? Where's Lady? Okay. Right on that. Just one more time. Ready? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Do the bar before. We're gonna do that whole thing. So the bar before, you're gonna do your. Let me see. I want to just do it from. Let's see, we're gonna do it from. This bar right here. So this is 86. Okay. So the bar before that, is that 86?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Ready? Wait, well, so we did something there, right? We have to do something there. Do one more time. Same thing. Ready? And sorry. You didn't look at me, Jillian. You gotta look at me. I was looking all the way through and you didn't look at me.
I have to look because there's a jump.
Oh,
there.
don't worry about it. If you don't hit the jump, you don't hit the jump. Don't worry about it. You're gonna hit it. It'll be fine. You have to, because we do this. Oh, and everybody in the audience go, whoa, what did Jillian just do? But right now they're like, oh, she made a jump. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, let's just do that bar, right? Because I want you to do it right here. So now we're going to start on 88. And you're going to do it in just a second, okay? All right. Ready? And I'm, here we go. Oh, didn't it go? It came a little too soon. Dee da dee da dee da dee da dee da 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 dee da da. Ra da dee da dee da dee da dee da da dee da dee da. All these things are going to change character. If you just go da da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee, nobody's going to hear it. Okay. So up and expansive. You're going to be up, and then you're going to come down. Okay. Ready? And. I'm starting to hear some differences in there, Jillian. I'm starting to hear that you're caring about those chord changes, that you're caring about that dynamic. There's a reason for that happening. Not that you just have this really virtuoso kind of chromatic scale that goes down that's kind of difficult with a big jump and that kind of stuff. So you make sure that everybody notices those chord changes. Okay, so you're going to, lots of energy at the top, and then you're going to come down. That's the idea. Okay, so you guys as a group, when you rehearse it, you have an idea. And you say, okay, we're going to make this happen. We're going to figure out where these things are going to happen. We're going to figure out where this diminuendo happens. Okay, I got another, do you have anything you want to say about that? I want to do a subito piano thing with you.
Yeah, I thought working on dynamic is the main thing. I would do the crescendo to the fortissimo too, the one that goes up.
Do you want to do that one? Want to have him do that one?
So that's the one. I don't know numbers here. It's this one. It's piano for one bar, and then there's crescendo to a fortissimo that's pretty dramatic.
The first one or second?
The second.
Do you have measured numbers?
One in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pick one of those bars.
So 57? piano.
Oh, well, you
Oh,
have your.
And then the crescendo,
Okay.
and then the fortissimo, the
Yeah.
crescendos, those things.
Okay.
That was great. I mean, for me, it sounds very tired here. I mean, it should sound tired, and you do sound tired, which is great. I think you could sound more tired. Da, 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 da. But then the problem is with Wilson, right? He drops out, and you have to do this crescendo with the piano all by yourself, and it has to be so big. You have to carry the fact that the bass dropped out. I mean, you have to carry the intensity for all three of you. Try it one more time.
Yeah, okay, so I got some ideas for you guys, okay? It's good. Like you guys really, like in terms of where you guys are, we totally get what you're doing. It's really good like that, but you guys can do more. It can be even more exciting. Okay, I'm gonna see, where is that spot? Now what you're gonna notice is if you don't watch me, you're not gonna be with me. Because I'm gonna do stuff that's not gonna be what you're used to doing, okay? So was it this bar that you started with?
Oh, we started on this one.
Okay. What just happened?
Sorry.
Right? And it doesn't matter where I put that. We have to put it there together. We have to feel that together. We have to breathe that together. You were expecting to be a lot earlier, right? Well, what I'm doing is I'm creating a fortissimo by expanding before I play that note, right? And don't look at my bowings because I have no idea what I'm doing with my bowings. And they're not legato, and I'm kind of doing extra stuff. But let's do it one more time. The same thing. Oh yeah! So Jillian, I don't know if you guys noticed, she watched me and she saw exactly where I was going to be. You felt that, right? You knew where I was going to be. You didn't just like sort of do your da 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 and then come in again. You knew that downbeat was going to be late or something was going to happen. And what we did is we let the air out of this whole thing. We finished. We didn't worry about coming to the next thing, and then boom! And then we did another explosion on that. Okay, do you want to try that? Just see
Hey,
what
really
happens.
mess with them too. Come in, like really.
No, it's
See if they
that's
follow you.
the more you guys make each other listen. Look, for performance, you want to be like comfortable and you want to make sure that you're together and all that stuff. But part of the way to be together is to actually really communicate like this, to make it always alive. Like you're always having to listen to each other. You're always having to respond to each other and play in that way. So you don't just get stuck, oh, well, that's where that note is and that's where that note is. But always make those notes be alive for each other. And then that actually makes it so that you'll be more together. Try that again. But you know what, you guys, that's so great like that. You know, for me, I would actually personally, I would just let that bow go out and not even do another up bow to get down there, and let it just sort of die out. And then whatever it takes to get back, then get back. And then I think that's actually clearer that way. But you could do it both ways. I've done it both ways. So that's good. Can we go on to do a subito piano
Yeah.
deal? Okay. So, you guys, when Rita said that about dynamics, and we're talking about, especially in Beethoven, doing the dynamics that Beethoven wrote are very difficult because they are so extreme. And I don't know, you guys probably already know this, but subito pianos are really, really hard to do. You're supposed to crescendo all the way up until that note without giving any indication that you're going to be a totally different dynamic, and then all of a sudden play a different dynamic. It's really, really hard to do that. As you guys are thinking about your dynamics, I want you to think more than just, okay, we have to play a sforzando here, and we have to play a diminuendo and a crescendo and a subito piano and all that. I want you guys to realize that in Beethoven's world, in that world of early 1800s, that his dynamics, these extreme dynamics, were what really gave this expressive quality to his music, right? I mean, there are other things, of course. I mean, the harmonies are great, the melodies are great, everything is great. But the thing I think at this point that really sets Beethoven apart is the fact that you find that kind of expressivity through those dynamics. So that means that you have to have an understanding of why those dynamics are there. And you have to actually really figure out what those dynamics mean. I mean, look, if you were reciting, let's say you're in a play or something, or you're reciting poetry or whatever, you could say the words and you could, the directions, you're supposed to be somewhere on stage and all that. If you don't really believe in those words or what they mean, and maybe it's Shakespeare or something, and it's kind of hard to understand what it is because we don't talk that way anymore. But if you really understand it, you can make your audience understand it. So if you understand the quality of those dynamics, I think your audience will get what you're saying even more. Okay, so let's start off with a subito piano, and we could choose any one that we want here. There's one at the beginning. Yeah, let's do the one at the beginning. I mean, they're all really hard, so let's just do that one. So that's bar 11 into 12, right? We have a subito piano there for everybody? Okay, let's see how you guys are doing this. Let's see if we can convince your audience to make them believe that the downbeat of bar 12 is going to be forte, and you surprise the heck out of them because the bottom drops out. Because that's the expressive part of this, right? That's what Beethoven is saying. He wants your audience to believe that you're going to go all the way, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Pretty close. Okay, so just so you guys know, sort of an acoustic thing that happens here. In fortes to subito pianos, what happens is that because it's so loud, it's going to ring, and nobody will hear the piano if it happens immediately following the forte. So you actually need to feel like you're extending the forte just a little bit, and then coming and delaying the piano. Now what I would do to practice this is I would do it and go all the way to the downbeat, forte. So we're going to see what the timing would be if you guys let yourself indulge yourselves and play a forte where it says piano. Go all the way down to that piano. And as we talked about, that's a dramatic moment. Don't get there too soon. Dee-da-da-dee-da-da. Remember what we did on that other spot? This is the same. As you guys notice, it's the same material, right? I mean, it's over and over the same material with different dynamics, of course with different notes, different keys and different registers, but it's basically the same material that he's setting up for us. And remember, what he's doing is he's setting it up these first time he's going da-dee-da, and then the bottom drops up, boom. And remember, later on you get to go da-dee-da, wah! And everybody maybe is expecting you to go dee-da-da, and you don't. That's another reason why you can't get there too soon. Because you don't want people to anticipate what's going to happen. You have to make them wait. Okay, so let's do that. You're going to go right to the downbeat on this one. Okay? Don't get there too soon. Make it dramatic. so Jillian did get there too soon, right? There's a bowing thing, right? Because now all of a sudden we're doing an up bow on a really strong note. Change the bowing for right now just to end on a down bow on that strong beat. That we're changing the dynamic for a second. Jillian, why don't you play it once? I liked what your timing was on that. Right. Okay, so just you guys sort of feel that same way. You're going to really go for that forte. That same way that she just did. You guys were doing a little bit of a subito piano on it. Just go for it. Really play it strong. What I want you guys to do is I want you to convince your audience that that's what's going to happen. Right? I want them to hear it a couple of times where you guys don't give away anything. You guys are just going to play forte. I want you to convince them that that's the way Beethoven wrote it. Because that's the way everybody's going to imagine that it's going to be. And then we're going to do it. We won't tell them, but we're going to do it that you guys are going to do it exactly like that, except the downbeat's going to be quiet. And you're going to fake them out. Okay? It's a big fake out. Again, it's the where one of the main ways that Beethoven gets his expressiveness is from that kind of stuff where you expect something's going to happen and then he doesn't do it. Okay, so you guys are going to convince them that the way it's written is this big, strong beat. Like Jillian played it with this big, strong beat. Don't go away from it at all. You're going to stay right on it really strong and make that last note really big.
And really slow down into it, really point it out.
Nice! Okay. Now, they've got it in their ear that way. That means that you guys, when you get ready to play that, I want you actually to do the exact same bowing that you just did there. And then I want you to wait just a fraction of a second longer. Dee-da! Don't play. Okay? You don't even play anything. Just make that note really long, and they're all going to think you're going to go dee-da! And you don't do anything. Okay? But I don't want to see anybody hesitate. I don't want to see a dee-da. You got to go all the way like you were going to play it, like you just did, and then just don't play it. Ho ho! And now if you guys just went, oh, this audience would be like, oh, what just happened? I want you to do that again, exactly like that, and then you're going to do an extra beat. This would never happen in performance. We're just doing this for practice. I want you to do an extra little beat and then play. Oh, really
Extra
soft.
beat of rest.
Extra beat of, right, sorry, right. So silence. Extra beat of silence and then just go, oh. Okay? But remember, fake them out. Don't think that you're going to do that. In fact, when I do these subito pianos like this, I fake myself out. I don't believe that I'm going to play. I believe I'm going to play forte. And then at the very last minute, I go, ah! And then I play a piano. Right? Because if I at all think that I'm going to play that piano, my audience knows that I'm going to play that piano. And I don't want them to know that. Okay, so you're going to do the exact same thing. There's going to be this huge space. And then you guys are just going to go. Oh, you know what? You could almost do that. And it would almost be okay. Right? I know it's not what it looks like in the part, but if you just do just a little bit less than that, it's almost okay. Right? That's incredibly dramatic what you just did. You set it up in a certain way, and your audience thought you were going to do something, and then it becomes, again, really, really, really expressive to do that.
And then a way I fake myself out too for the same thing. In a way I do it like make sure I crescendo before I really make sure I'm playing a crescendo. So you know, or even if you're doing it the other
And that's about the right amount of time, right? You can wait that long before you play that subito piano. And this works for every subito piano that you have in this piece. And there's a bunch of them, right? They come up all over the place. Okay, that's fantastic. Do you want to do that one more time, or do you want to just go on?
well, we're probably out of time.
Oh, okay. So there are like 5 things I want to tell you guys. One is piano part in some of these things where you have the boom, 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 this boom, boom. It's a little bit longer than what the strings are doing. So if you can not pedal quite as sort of like nebulously, do you know what I mean? I'm not a pianist, so my pedaling is terrible. In fact, I don't do pedaling, except with my car. Gas pedal. So it just make sure that when you hear, and there's a spot that I can find that actually where you have it right after the strings have it right after you do that figure. And actually, while I'm doing this, I want you guys to make sure that you are matching in the beginning. I would do non-vibrato. Right, seems to me in the very strings in the very beginning. He says sotto voce, and I think you could make it even more ghostly. Will you just do the very opening?
Sounds good?
For the beginning. What's that?
Without
No vibrato.
No vibrato, right, non-vibrato, no vibrato. Good, so, for my money, great. You're holding tension when you guys do when you got this great, slow bow. Now this, it's a different color there because she's got the theme. So you guys are the